guys, I'm back again with another movie review. This time the movie is Love Object. Love Object, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, is a delicious mindfuck of a film. I didn't know what to expect when I got it. As I said, the guy at my video store who shares a love of horror films said, I think you'll really enjoy it, and he was absolutely right. There are going to be spoilers. I'm going to start by saying that, but they're going to be mild, and I'm not giving away the ending because the ending is the best part of this movie. Real quickly, I'd like to read the blurb from the back of the cassette, from the box. Kenneth was in love from the minute he took Nikki out of her box. Anatomically correct, complete with instructions, and 100% lifelike silicone, she was exactly as he ordered. With his newfound love, Kenneth's once desolate and lonely life took a turn for the better, and everyone noticed, including Lisa. But spending more time with Lisa meant spending less time with Nikki, and it wasn't long before Kenneth realized that Nikki was a doll with some evil intentions. Okay, so when the film starts, you're introduced to Kenneth. He's a very quiet man. He's the type of man that lives for his work. He's very good at what he does, but he kind of stays apart from everyone around him. You automatically sense that he's kind of a loner. Some people at his work speak with him, but it's very in passing. They're not, you know, a buddy-buddy or anything like that. One day, his buddies play a joke on him. They put a card on his desk that says, "With love, from Nikki." It's a picture of a blonde woman. He looks at it, looks around, doesn't know where it came from. They all have a laugh and say, "She looks real, doesn't she?" It's then that he's introduced to these dolls that you can order, very expensive dolls, $10,500 to be exact, that are anatomically correct and look like real women. It's not long before he becomes obsessed with kind of the idea of getting one of these dolls, and coincidentally at the same time a new girl shows up at work and her name is Lisa. You can see that there's something about Lisa he's attracted to, but because he's so introverted, he doesn't talk to her. He kind of stays away from her, shies away from her, and just kind of it just kind of works with her, but it's very I don't even know the best way to describe it. It's very short, very curt with her. In any event, he eventually decides he's going to go for broke because he doesn't really have the money, but he's waiting for a bonus, and he orders Nikki. Nikki arrives. He begins a relationship with Nikki, but oddly enough, when he orders Nikki, you can fill out your doll to your specifications, and the doll, as he's putting her together, he puts her together to look like Lisa. So when he receives the doll, he begins a life with the doll, literally, speaking with the doll, talking to the doll. At first he thinks something's wrong with her, but then he reads the instructions. I should state that his job is to write instructions, and he's a stickler for instructions. So he reads the instructions on the doll, starts learning more about the doll. Ironically enough, one day he comes to work and Lisa tells him that she had written these manuals, and these manuals were basically about you, about what you would look for in your perfect guy, what kind of music you would listen to, whatnot. And it's got a picture of a guy and a girl dancing, and Lisa has superimposed her picture on top of it. She throws it away. Kenneth takes it out of the trash, he takes it home, and he lines it up as if he would his instructions. And so he has it all lined up, and coincidentally, he uses those instructions to place those things onto Nikki. So he actually rigs up a device where he can hoist Nikki up because Lisa likes to dance. She likes specific music. He learns how to do a waltz. He learns how to do other things. He has movie nights with Lisa, sleeps with, not Lisa, I'm sorry, with Nikki, has conversations with Nikki, dinners with Nikki. He even begins dressing when Lisa mentions that when she gets her first check, the first thing she's going to do is buy brand new clothes that are brand new because she shops at thrift stores. So what does he do? He decides to go to a nearby store and to get very expensive, very nice clothing, and he puts them on Nikki. What eventually happens is he comes out of his shell. He develops a relationship with Lisa. They start seeing one another. When this happens, the doll, crazy things begin to happen. For example, he puts the doll across from him in the room and not in the bed. He wakes up the next morning and the doll's in bed with him. There's another scene where he comes home after spending a night with Lisa, and Nikki is waiting in front of the door in a chair. He speaks to the doll as if the doll is real. He argues with the doll as if the doll is real, and as things continue going downhill, he begins fighting with the doll as if the doll is real. Eventually it becomes a complication when he's with Lisa. He decides that Nikki needs to be no more. He gets rid of Nikki, but his phone continues to ring, and guess who's calling him? I'll give you 2 guesses and the first doesn't count. I want to say more, but really this is a film that's enough. You don't need to know any more than that. It has twists and turns you do not see coming. It you know, just when you think that the movie's over or you have an idea of where it's headed, you realize it's not, and it goes down a completely different path. I can honestly say that this is one of the best movies I have seen in a very, very, very long time. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. There are parts of it that are somewhat slow. That did not bother me. I felt that it added to the story and really adds to the impact when the story comes to its conclusion. If you're into creepy movies, and that's what this is really, it's more creepy than anything else, then you're definitely going to want to check out Love Object. I'm going to go into my ratings. I want to say more, but really I do not want to spoil it. This is a flick that I think everybody should give a chance. It's very good, and it's what you don't expect. And I hear my daughter, she comes in here, I may have to stop the tape and continue on. But I'm going to go into my ratings now. Sexuality, I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5 because the doll is anatomically correct, and you do see some breasts as well. You know, it's a little bit of a area between the doll's thighs and whatnot. Violence is going to be a 5 as things continue progressing in a downward trajectory. Things do get a little bit crazy. As far as the gore is tough. I'm probably going to rate the gore as about a 3.5 out of a 5. There are a couple of scenes in it that make you wince slightly. And you know, it's just enough gore. Overall enjoyment, I'm gonna have to give this a 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was very well done. I loved the way that it all played out, and the way that it ends just leaves you going, oh wow, yeah, I could totally see how that could happen. So if you've not seen Love Object, this was when I purchased at my video store, so I would assume that you would be able to find it in your video store. If not, I'm sure you can find it on Amazon.com. Definitely worth checking out. Definitely something that you'll remember, and it's something I'm very glad to have as a part of my collection. I'm looking over. I don't know what we're going to watch tonight. I have several films. I'm going to scoot back for a sec. Sorry. Okay. I have Severance, as I told you about. I don't know if we'll watch this. The Plague. The Lost. 6 Films to Keep You Awake. Philosophy of a Knife. And The Borrowers. We also have the movie that we rented, which is called Exam. Again, I was told it was like Cube. I may end up reviewing Cube. It's one of my favorite movies. It was excellent. I had it on VHS. But I may end up watching that and then reviewing that. So there's my review for Love Object. I hope that it can sway you to maybe give it a shot. I'll be back as soon as I have another movie to review for all of you. I'm going to spend the time now going and visiting YouTube channels, answering comments and messages that I've gotten as I've been gone. And hopefully I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.